Hi, Lionel. Happy birthday. And Cheryl, Jimmy, thank you so much for giving us a chance to reminisce together. As I was sort of thinking about what I wanted to say, it occurred to me that because my parents, Sal and Naomi, were the first ones of the extended family to leave New York, that most of my um, early memories were either vacations or big family get togethers. And while those are, of course, wonderful, I really wanted to talk about something that was more personal, which meant later on in life, after you, Lionel, moved down to the Washington area with Sperry and sort of shifted the center of the family balance where we were all located. And, uh, and I sort of have two memories that I sort of think about from time to time. The first was um, earlier, before I had married Sheila. It was in the late 80s, maybe early 90s. I was working at the DC Retirement Board and still doing a lot of boxing. I wasn't going to fight professionally, but my trainer had, as you know, a number of fighters who did. And one of them, Sean Bay Mitchell, was quite good and actually had a legitimate chance at becoming a world champion. And as you know, as a follower of boxing, it takes money to um, chart your course and actually have a legitimate shot. Unfortunately, most fighters, including Sean Bay, don't don't come from a lot of money. And my trainer came to me and said, "Was there anything I could do to sort of help raise money to avoid the necessity of basically selling your soul to Don King?" So I talked to my boss at the retirement board, and we decided to try and set up a limited partnership to raise outside capital. And that's when we went to people, yourself, among others, who we knew sort of enjoyed boxing and might be interested in investing. And as you know, you were um, kind enough to, invest $500 into this venture. Uh, I'm sure part of it was your love of the fight game and sort of the intrigue of being sort of a little bit closer to the game. But I also know a lot of it was just to support your nephew. And that's always been something I very much appreciated. Um, Obviously, as it turned out, we actually raised about $30,000, which back then would have gone a long way. But of course, that's when all the nefarious characters that live on the fringes of the fight game started to pop up and whisper all kinds of nefarious things to Sean Bay and a trainer. And, unfortunately, I started to get very nervous about what might happen, and to protect your investment as well as the others, uh, we shut it down. But I've always appreciated that you were willing to take a chance, um, and it was sort of fun to have an opportunity to get into a little bit closer to the inside of boxing, and quite honestly, to see the dark side as well. The second memory that I wanted to share is far more recent. I was married and now with Sheila, and I think we came to a party. I think it was a party that Jeffrey and Leslie had at their house, and it actually might have been one of your birthday parties. So I came with Sheila and Kelsey and Jake, and Alex came down from New York as well. At some point during the party, you, Alex, and I were talking about World War II. Uh, I've always been sort of a student of an amateur historian, if you would, of World War II, been fascinated with it. Um, and so it was fantastic just talking about it. And more importantly, hearing you talk about your own personal experiences. I don't know why we never really talked about that before, but it has always stayed with me. Um, I was it was poignant just to hear you talk about um, the what was it, the 494th Bomber Group, and your squadron, the 867th, and actually your own plane. I remember, I think it was the Dogpatch Delight. It really made World War II much more personal for me. And I don't want to speak for Alex, but I know from my end, even after we stopped or left the party, I actually ended up doing a lot more research into your squadron, and I actually found a photograph of the airfield that I think you were based out of on Okinawa. I'm probably going to get the pronunciation wrong, but I think it was Yongtan, and I'll bring it with me. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Uh, but it really was. I think most important of all, I keep remembering how you had to fly at least two of your missions even after the bombs were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So uh, anyway, it's put World War II into a whole different sort of light for me, makes it much more real, and I just really, really treasure that conversation. Anyway, happy birthday. Look forward to having many more of these conversations. And 10 years from now, on your 100th birthday, maybe we'll have some more memories.